Hello everyone, my name's Will and welcome to this video, which is the first video that I've made about Brazil, something I've been thinking about doing for a really long time now. And yeah, basically I'm here in São Paulo, in the capital city of São Paulo. It's a funny story. I was never going to come to São Paulo on this trip because I was meant to go to Paraguay. But when I went to the airport to go to Paraguay, they told me that I needed to have a certificate for yellow fever and one other tropical disease, and I didn't have the certification, and consequently I couldn't travel to Ascension in Paraguay. So I ended up getting a bus to Sao Paulo, and I'm here for about 5 days. So I was in Minas Gerais, in Uberlândia and Uberaba, and I ended up getting a bus down here yesterday. And I've got about 4 or 5 days in the city, so I was kind of disappointed at the beginning because I missed out, and obviously I had all my bookings done for Paraguay, and now I'm here, so it's fine. So yeah, I get to spend 5 days in Sao Paulo, which is amazing because it's such a cool city and there's so much going on and there's so much energy and life here. So I'm really excited and I'm going to make the most of it, and I've been in touch with a few friends already. And now I'm just looking to organise what I'm going to do, where I'm going to go and things like that. So I'm in the hotel, in a really good hotel in the centre of Sao Paulo, really near Praça República, which is right in the centre of the city where loads is going on. It's a really great location, and yeah, the room's really comfortable and it's a good place to stay generally. So it's Tuesday today, I'm here until Friday, and then I'm going to Curitiba in the south of Brazil, in Paraná. And yeah, I'm going to do some filming today of what I get up to. I'm going to go to some museums, have a look around the city generally, and I thought it'd be interesting to film it and yeah, see how it goes basically. So I'll just show you my hotel room. It's really comfortable. It's quite a large room actually, I'll just show you. Yeah, it's got really nice bathroom and yeah, very spacious, which is nice. I'll just show you the outside. So we're quite high up, we're on the 9th floor here. So a lot of hotels in the centre of Sao Paulo are like this. They tend to be quite high up, high-rise towers. And yeah, but like I said, really nice, and I'm ready to go out now. So yeah. Hello again. So I'm just outside the hotel now, and I asked for some directions to get to the market, the municipal market, which is where I want to go now. And near there are some other museums and cultural sites to see. So that's what I'm going to do. I'll just show you the street in Sao Paulo, where I'm staying and what it looks like. So, like I said, this is pretty central, right in the middle of Sao Paulo. There's quite a lot going on, quite a lot of people, quite a lot of activity, although, yeah, at the moment it's not too bad. It is relatively mild for Sao Paulo, which is really cool. So it's like 19 degrees. So for me, coming from Europe, that's really nice because it can get super hot, but obviously it's like the winter here now. So yeah, but it's a really nice temperature, and yeah, so I'm looking forward to today. It's going to be interesting. So I found the market, the municipal market. It was about a 15-minute walk from the hotel, which is what the receptionist said it would be. And yeah, I'll just show you it now. It is, where is it? That building behind me there. That thing. So it's quite an old building, very historic. So I'm outside the market now, and I just had a look on the sign outside, and it said that it was opened in 1933 and it was refurbished fully in 2004. So I'll just show you the building. So there's quite a lot of police around and security, so it looks like it's a relatively safe place to go. So I'm gonna go in and check out what's on offer in the market. And it's an amazing place. It's really, really interesting. There's loads happening here. So at the moment, I'm actually on the mezzanine. I don't know if you can see. So this is the area where, well, basically where the restaurants and the places for people to have lunch are. It's a little bit early for lunch. It's about 11:15, so that's why it's so quiet up here. But I really wanted to show you the stained glass windows that you can see from the top here, which is a really interesting feature, so I'll just show you that. And also you get quite a good view up here from the rest of the market, so all the different stands. So they've got everything you can think of here, from fishmongers to butchers, groceries, fruit markets, fruit stalls, coffee shops, and it's also relatively mixed. So there's stalls from Spain, from Portugal, so there's some international things going on as well. Loads of wine, pretty much everything you can think of is here, and a lot of it seems like fresh produce, especially the fruit. It all looks really good and really fresh. So I'll try and show you from up here what the market looks like. So yeah, I've had a scout around for about 10 minutes or so, and I think I'm going to grab a coffee and have another quick look around. But it's a really fantastic place, and I definitely recommend it if you're in São Paulo to come and visit it. Yeah, highly recommend it. So I've just had a really nice coffee. I've had an espresso here at Jardim Espresso, which apparently is one of the oldest cafes in the market. Opened in 1933 when the market itself opened. The coffee here is lovely, really nice. The coffee comes from Minas Gerais, but really, really good. So I've been walking around the market and I had a kind of funny experience. I was looking at some fruit stalls, and one of the salesmen started giving me some fruit to try. So there was a range of really tropical, like interesting fruits, like these massive lemons and like enormous oranges and melons and dates and strawberries and things like that. He gave me about 5 or 6 things to try. And then at the end of it, I was like, oh, okay, I think I'll just take some grapes, I don't know, just to buy something that's like a memento for the... And I took one of these other tropical fruits, the name of which I cannot remember. And when I went to pay, they basically tried to charge me 100 reais for this fruit, which is about sort of £20 basically. So obviously it was a kind of a rip-off, and yeah, so in the end I was like, no, sorry, that's too much, can you give me like a discount? And he reduced it to 80 reais, which is still about sort of £15, which is like way too much money. So in the end I just ended up leaving it and sort of walking away. So I don't know how representative that is of the market itself. I've got a feeling there's a lot of tourists here. I imagine there are a lot of locals as well, actually. But yeah, I probably stand out as kind of a tourist, to be honest. So yeah, that was like just one of those things. But I think generally you've got to keep your wits about you and make sure that you're not like ripped off, basically, or taken advantage of. So yeah, that was kind of an interesting episode. But that's the other thing I get, the impression the market itself is relatively expensive. It's not, you know, the cheapest place. So on the whole, the prices here are a little bit higher than they would be, you know, in other parts of the city or other shops or other places. So just got to pay attention to that. But it is still a really cool place with a really good atmosphere. With quite a lot going on, so I would definitely recommend it. I'm going to go and try and find some other places to visit. I think I'm going to see some museums or some galleries later on this afternoon, and hopefully I'll do some filming a bit later, so I will talk to you then. Hello everyone, I'm now at the Pinacoteca de São Paulo, so that's the building behind me here that you can see. So this is yeah, it's one of the main principal museums in São Paulo. I think it's actually my favourite museum in São Paulo. It's really an amazing gallery. I've been there twice before, and they've always got interesting exhibitions and, you know, really interesting artworks in there. It's a lovely building, as you can see. So they've done a really good job of converting it and turning it into a fantastic first-rate gallery and museum. So yeah, I'm going to check that out now. I'm going to go inside. Also just want to show you here. So that sort of yellow building up there is the Estação de Luz, which is the Station of Light, and it's also a museum. It's got a museum for the Portuguese language. So it's got this museum and the sort of train station next to each other. So this Estação de Luz is a metro station, but it's also an overground station, which is, yeah, they don't have that many trains in Brazil basically, but in the big cities they do. So there is a train network for the metropolitan area as well as the underground. Yeah. So it took me quite a long time to get here. It took me about 45 minutes, and that's mainly because I've got my British mobile at the moment, and I'm just using Wi-Fi on an ad hoc basis, so I haven't got maps or anything like that to find my way, so I have to ask directions. So it took a bit of a long time, but I'm here now, and also it's interesting walking around the city, getting to know different avenues and areas that you haven't seen before. So I'm going to go and have a look in the museum now and see what it's like. So I just found out the museum's actually closed on a Tuesday. Who knew? Didn't know. Anyway, should have done my research a bit better, but yeah, I'll have to come back here another day. I'll just show you the building a bit closer because it's such a nice building. Show you in more detail. So I'm going to go for a walk around the centre and see if there's any other museums or interesting places to visit. Yeah. So guys, I'm in the Estação de Luz, the Station of Light, which is a hub station in São Paulo because it's where the metro meets the overground. It's a really beautiful building. I'll show you it now. So you can see down there all the commuters that are changing. Yeah, so it's one of the busiest stations in São Paulo. So I'm here right in the centre of São Paulo, Avenida São João with Anhangabaú, I think that's right. Just want to show you behind me, I've got this really important building, and that white building up there, it's probably the most famous landmark in the whole city of São Paulo. It's really well recognised, everybody knows where it is. Yeah, and it's like one of those iconic images of the city. And then there's one other thing kind of just behind me over here. That is the old post office building, which is still a post office, and is a really nice, beautiful building itself. So this is quite a busy sort of thoroughfare, there's quite a lot going on here. But this bit is pedestrianised, which is quite nice. So I'll just show you the view again. Right at the top of the building, over the white building, is the Sao Paulo flag, which is the black and white flag that you see around the city quite a lot. So yeah, unfortunately here, all of this is a big building site. So normally, or at least when I came last time, you could walk along this square and you get a really good view of the whole avenue. But because there's a big building site, it's all closed, so I had to go a bit further up. Anyway, this is a really famous building, really interesting part of Sao Paulo. So I'm in the metro now, São Bento station. I'll just show you what it looks like. It looks like a lot of metro stations in the world. Yeah. So it's getting towards rush hour, but it's not that busy, so that's good. And I'm hoping to go to the art museum at the Avenida Paulista. So I've just got one change and going on to a different line. So I'm at the Avenida Paulista now, which is like the main avenue in the whole of the city. It's a massive avenue. And it goes through the kind of center of the city. It's like a big artery for traffic. I just got off the metro at the Trino Maspi station on the Green Line. And I'm going to have a look at the Maspi, which is the Museum of Modern Art in Sao Paulo. So I had a look online and they've got a Tassim Amaral exhibition, which sounds really cool because I like that artist. He's one of the most famous artists in the whole of Brazil. So I'm going to have a look at the exhibition. I'll just try and show you a bit more of the avenue. So there's loads going on, loads of activity, but also loads of traffic, and it looks really slow at the moment. Right, so I've just found out that basically the entry into the museum is free today. So the consequence of that is there's a massive queue, which I'll show you now. So yeah, I'll just show you the building itself. It's quite an interesting building, the architecture. I don't know if you can see that. So yeah, basically I asked at the entrance and they said the queue was going to be about an hour. So I didn't know about this. Anyway, bit chaotic today, hasn't worked out exactly how I planned. I'm probably not gonna queue up for an hour because I just can't face it at this stage. So yeah, it's been a bit of an ad hoc day to be honest, but I didn't really plan it. I just went out on the hoof and just wanted to see what happens. So that kind of thing happens, I think, when you're traveling. Sometimes it doesn't always work out the way that you plan it. But it's also been really interesting seeing Sao Paulo again, seeing the city and getting to know the place. So I'm back in the Praça República, the Republic Square, and yeah, I decided to come back to the hotel basically because it was getting super busy at the Avenida Paulista, and it was just the start of rush hour. And anybody who's been to Sao Paulo will know the rush hour here is completely mental, like really, really mad. So I'm just going to go back to the hotel, I think now. This is Praça República. Behind me, this building. It's called Edifício Itália. It's one of the most iconic buildings in the city, and it's basically a business, tower. It's like a centre for business, and the architecture itself is really cool. Hello again. I'm back in the hotel now. It's just gone 5 o'clock in the evening, and yeah, I've had a really cool day in Sao Paulo. It's been brilliant. So I saw the market, the municipal market, which was great. I really recommend it. So many shops and stalls, things to see there, loads of activity, loads of life, which is cool. I didn't get to see the Pinacoteca de Sao Paulo today, or the MASP, the Museum of Modern Art, unfortunately, because the Pinacoteca was closed and the MASP was just too busy, so I just decided not to go there. But nevertheless, I had a really fun day. It was really interesting being back in this city. This metropolis has got so much going on, so much energy. I really enjoy being here. So just a couple of points about today. Today was kind of like the first time I've ever really filmed, stuff going on and things that I'm doing in a city or in traveling or anything like that. So I was kind of just making it up as I went along a little bit. And for that reason, sometimes I wasn't totally comfortable like doing the filming, and that's also because of the sort of security situation that exists in Brazil. So anybody who's been to Brazil will know the security situation is just a little bit different to Europe. It's not quite as safe. There are some areas and situations that are slightly more dodgy than others, and you can end up feeling a little bit worried at times that you might get mugged or something. Not that that has happened to me in Sao Paulo, but it does happen. You do hear stories about tourists getting into difficult situations. So yeah, especially when I was in the Estação de Luz, I felt a bit uncomfortable, and people were actually staring at me as if to say, like, what are you doing filming here? So yeah, that kind of happened. But on the whole, people in Sao Paulo are really friendly and really willing to help you. If you're looking for directions, which I did a lot today because I got kind of lost, they're always willing to help you. They're always willing to sort of, make it easier for you. The only thing I would say is that not a lot of people in the city speak English. So if you've got some Portuguese, it will really, really help you, because probably in the hotels and some really touristy areas, they will speak English, but most of the time people won't, and they'll just be speaking Portuguese. So that is something to bear in mind when you come to Brazil generally. Learning some Portuguese is really useful. So the metro itself was a really cool experience. I always enjoy going to the metro in different cities, in foreign cities, to sort of get a feel of how people live and how people sort of commute and travel within the city. So I bought 2 individual tickets for Reais 30, which is about £1, or a bit less actually, maybe a bit less than £1, which was quite reasonable, I thought. And the trains themselves very regular, and they're also very big, so they're very wide. and they're air conditioned, which is nice. So it's like it doesn't feel crowded or like too hot or anything like that. It's quite a good way of traveling. So that was nice. Yeah, so it's the evening now. I'm kind of relatively tired. I looked on my phone. I walked about 8.5 kilometers today. So I'm just chilling out in the hotel. I'm going to go and get some food, some dinner in a bit, and probably just take it easy. So I hope you've enjoyed this video today and watching what I've been up to. I will see you soon.